far will our gravity gun fire its deadly javelin?
Experimental.
Welcome to Experimental, the nutty knockout competition to find the country's sharpest science sharks. Two teams do battle today, and they are the red team from Roseacre School in Blackpool. Please welcome
Becky, Chelsea, Max,
and the green team who come from St George's School in Heverley, Cheshire. They are
Darianne, Paul, Callum.
And those are the teams. Now, you don't need to be a nuclear physicist to understand the rules. We'll show both teams the beginning of an experiment, and then using smarts, sense, and science, they have to predict the outcome of the experiment. Now, they will have all the appropriate experimental apparatus to use, and they will have at their disposal the extensive knowledge of our science analysis matrix, otherwise known as SAM. And your thought of the day, Sam, is...
Do you know what an expert is?
No.
An X is nothing at all, and a spurt is a drip under pressure.
Ah, well, you see, I never claimed to be an expert at anything. On with today's first experiment. Now, outside this here research lab is our testing ground, and that's where we'll find our chief experimenter, Holly Willoughby.
Welcome to the experimental testing ground. Our first experiment involves this table, which is divided into 3 sections. In Zone 1, there is a standard dinner china set. In Zone 2, there is a lightweight picnic plastic set. And in Zone 3, there are objects which are much taller and heavier, like these glasses and vases. The challenge facing our teams is to predict how many objects will be left in each zone when the tablecloth is whipped away by this huge bungee cord. Now, this bungee cord is exerting a force equivalent to about 65 kilograms.
Right, teams, that's your challenge. How many items will remain in each zone once the tablecloth has been whipped away? Your experiment time starts now. The teams are simply copying Holly's experiment on a smaller scale with their own tablecloths and crockery. Do you reckon everything's going to stay on? Yep, okay, well, let's move that out of the way. You've got to put... That's it, spread it out like a bit of pig, okay? Quickly. Big tug.
That was supposed to be 29. That was when stayed on.
Stayed on.
No, 7 is what she did. 24 divided by 4. Where's the big items? So what that?
So we can got
29.
29.
How? Right, we've done the plastic. How much? Don't fall
So you're going to stay with all. So, Sam, potentially quite a messy experiment here.
And how many items?
True, but creative clutter. Isaac Newton stated that an object at rest tends to stay at rest. So the cloth may move, but some of the objects may not.
Yeah, and step back and give it a big... Okay. Right, teams, your time is up. In order of zones 1, 2 and 3, what are your predictions, please?
31, 17 and 11. 30, 22 and 8.
OK, well, that's the theory. Let's see how it ties in with the facts. Holly.
OK, Otis, the table is now laid, the bungee cords are stretched, and the entire area has been cleared for safety reasons. Now, here to release the bungee cords is our top technician, Herbie. Herbie, that's actually quite impressive. I think I might give him a starring role next week, or maybe not. It's now time to start the countdown. 3, 2, 1, release! Right, Otis, Zone 3 is a mess and has 11 items left. Zone 2 is also a mess and has 22 items left. And Zone 1 remains completely intact with 33 items left on the table.
A high standard of experimentation there, guys. Well done. The scores are greens 88, reds 90. Iaido is the ancient Japanese martial art of swordsmanship. Unlike fencing, where the emphasis is on combat, in Iaido the skill lies in the precision and power of strokes made against specially prepared straw called makiwara. All our teams have to calculate is how long it will take Iaido swordsman Nick Tooley to chop 3 makiwara into 12 separate pieces. Teams, your test time starts now. Meanwhile, I'm going to demonstrate how sharp Nick's sword actually is. So, Nick, if you'd like to come in. Konnichiwa. So hold that nice and tight for you. That's sharp. Thank you. Okay, teams, do your thing. Nick's samurai sword is so deadly sharp that for safety reasons, the teams have to test the hardness of the straw bales with saws. Sam, a sword and a saw. How can you compare the two?
Well, Otis, this is a scientific compromise to give the teams an idea of how tough the straw bale is. Iaido was developed nearly 200 years ago by Japanese swordsman Erimitsu Michi, who devised 45 different sword exercises.
What we do? I might see that.
Okay, teams, no more time left. I'd like your predictions now.
1 minute, 21 seconds. 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Let's see how their theory ties in with reality. Nick, are you ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go. .46 seconds. Greens were way off the mark there and scored nothing, remaining on 88 points. But the Reds were a lot closer. Even though they were off the mark, we'll be awarding them a complimentary 15 points, bringing their total to 105. And so with Reds currently in the lead, we go back outside to Holly for our next stunt.
What we have here is a gravity gun. Now that's basically a tube about a couple of meters above the floor, but inside this is a javelin missile. Attached to the tail of the javelin is a rope. Now that rope comes up here, and by this set of pulleys, it is attached to these very heavy weights. Now the idea is that when these weights are dropped, the javelin is pulled out. The challenge facing our teams is to work out how far the javelin will go.
Right, teams, that's your challenge. How far will the javelin fly? Teams, your test time starts now. By measuring how far their miniature gravity gun can fire, the teams should be able to estimate the range of Holly's larger version. Sam, tell me something I don't know.
Well, Otis, objects fall to the ground because of gravity. The higher the speed, the faster and further the javelin will go. Gravity is not just useful, it is essential.
Okay, teams, it's important to remember that your model here is about 10 to 15 times less dynamic than the real thing. Okay.
So are we just going to do one last check, or...? That was close.
So if the decimal point is there,
Yep, good on you. That was keep it.
What are you talking about there?
Just scribble, scribble, scribble. Get off. It's my work. Bye, Max.
Okay, teams, your time's up. Can I have your predictions, please?
7.06 metres. 33 metres.
Okay, let's see how their predictions tie into reality. Holly.
The entire area has been cleared and the range secured. Herbie should be in position. Just checking, Herbie. Come on then, Herbster. Let's let this gravity gun go. Okay, Otis, the javelin flew 18.7 metres.
How far did you think it would go? Now remember, percentage accuracy scores points here. The Greens were 24% accurate, bringing their total to 112 points. The Reds were 38% accurate, and their total is 143. That means the red team from Roseacre School in Blackpool are today's winners, and their score goes onto the leaderboard. At the end of the series, the top two teams on the experimental leaderboard will battle it out in the grand final. But right now, the red team has the chance to increase their points by correctly predicting the outcome of our fourth and final stunt. This is the Fabulous Furniture Fling-a-thon, and for that, we go out to Holly.
Our final game gives the winning team an opportunity to head further up the leaderboard for simply guessing how far this massive nitrogen cannon can fling one of the objects behind me. As always, the choice goes to you, our observational team.
Okay, observation team, which gets flung first? Choose now.
Right, whilst Herbie's loading the piano onto the furniture flinger, I thought I'd take this opportunity just to... Not now, Herbie, yeah? As I was saying, Gerald has received an email from a female. Ooh. And she's a forklift truck, but she's not exactly the driver. She is actually a forklift truck. And she says that Gerald has definitely got buns of steel. Well, actually, they're titanium.
So, guys, how far will the ram fling the piano? You've got 10 seconds. Your time starts now. Now, the last thing we flung was the garden shed, and that was lighter but bulkier than the piano, and that went 18.3 metres. Guys, your time is up. Can I have your prediction, please?
21 metres.
Well, let's see how your theory ties into fact. Holly.
The piano has been loaded, Gerald here is in position, and the whole area has been cleared for safety reasons. So, Herbie, let her rip. Okay, Otis, the official measurement that the piano flew is 15.2 metres.
The red team was 62% accurate there, bringing their total to 205 and placing them equal 6th on the experimental leaderboard. But how long will they remain there? Join us next time when another two teams will be taking a sideways glance at science with a bomb powered by stomach ache mixture, a rubber glove blowout, and stuntman Joss enjoying a bumpy ride. See you next time.
Hi everyone. For the first time in our lives, we're taking charge of our family holiday.
I'm not looking forward to this.
And we've actually told our parents where to go.
No shopping.
Mum's put on a brave face. Dad's really lost it. We're having a great time.
This is our break.
But it could all go wrong. You can check it out when we get back. The brand new series of Gimme a Break starts Saturday at 8:30, CBBC on BBC Two.